Hello, I hope everyone is doing well in the current COVID-19 situation. Now, some of you might have known, or not, that because of COVID-19, the Hannover Messe 2020 was cancelled.
Oh no!
And Indonesia was to be the partner country of Hannover Messe 2020.
Oh no!
But don't worry, I have good news for you, because Indonesia is now the partner country of Hannover Messe 2021. Yes, it will be held from the 12th to the 16th of April 2021. Indonesia will continue to showcase Making Indonesia 4.0 with a focus on 5 sectors. The Hannover Messe Digital Days, this is a 2-day event, was concluded just a few hours ago, where many speakers were present to talk about the upcoming Hannover Messe next year, including the Indonesian Minister of Industry as well as the Indonesian Ambassador to the Federal Republic of Germany. Both of them provided insights about Indonesia during this morning's session entitled Indonesia, We Are Beyond Tourism. And here is the full clip of that session, courtesy of Hannover Messe. I hope you will find it useful. Enjoy!
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to our Fireside Chat Partner Country Indonesia 2021. And there are great reasons why Indonesia is the current partner country of the Hannover Messe. And the next 45 minutes we would like to invite you to discover Indonesia as a country full of exciting business potentials. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you His Excellency Mr. Arif Havas Oegroseno, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia for the Federal Republic of Germany. Hello and welcome.
Hi,
it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to be here. Indeed.
And further on, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Marco Siebert. He's Director for International Relations of the Hannover Messe. A very warm welcome to you, Marcus.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Mr. Ambassador, what does people often think first when they start to think about Indonesia? What is your experience?
It's normally people associate us with the land of smiley people, the land of very nice people, the place for you to go for holiday, Bali, Lombok, Java, exotic places to go. This is initially what people think about Indonesia.
And after all, what should people think also or further on when they start to think about Indonesia? What would be your wish there?
We have, in tourism, we have one catchword today. It's called Beyond Bali.
Yeah.
It means that tourism should go not only in Bali, but beyond Bali. Yeah. But also in general, we also want to allow people to see Indonesia as beyond tourism. So we want people to look at Indonesia as a center of innovation, center of internet economy, a center of manufacturing hub, and this is what we would very much like to promote. As a matter of fact, we are ready in terms of preparing ourselves. Our industry is 17% of our GDP actually, and not many people knows this. And I think this is a very great opportunity for me and for Indonesia to tell the story to the world about our capacity other than the tourism, innovation, technology, industry.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Ambassador, what is the key message of Indonesia as a partner country? How would you describe that?
The key message is very simple. We are open for business. We are open for AI, robotics, manufacturing business. But this is before COVID, Carmen. So after COVID, next year, our key messages are, we're still open for business, but we open for relocation businesses as well. We have 2 Japanese companies relocating from other countries to Southeast Asia. We have 2 Korean companies relocating from other countries to Indonesia. We have 1 American company, and we have 17 more companies relocating to Indonesia due to the industry wanting to expand the supply chain space. So this is a message that we want to also tell our colleague in Germany and to the world, that Indonesia is also ready for relocating your business to a more sustainable and to a much more broad-based supply chain management.
This sounds amazing. Thank you very much for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
So, Mr. Siebert, let me ask you, what does it mean to be partner country, and what is the story behind the process for Indonesia to get into this special position? Because I think there's a great story behind, isn't it?
Yes, of course, indeed. So the ambassador is smiling because about 2 years ago, the Indonesian Minister for Industry and now Economy visited Berlin with a huge delegation. I wasn't aware about that, and one of the team of the delegation gave me a call on my mobile and said, "Hey Marco, the minister will meet you in Berlin." I said, "Oh, okay." And I said, "Okay, when?" "Tomorrow." "Oh, okay." So we had a huge delegation. I have to prepare in a couple of hours with the team of the ambassador, and we had a meeting at the Adlon Hotel, and the minister asked me, "Okay Marco, we want to be partner country. What shall we do?" I said, "Minister, we can start right now. Let's talk. Let's begin." And it was already our goal to have an ASEAN partner country, and it was a no-brainer for us when Indonesian came up, and we finalized very quickly all the agreements together with our government. Because partner country is the partner country project is for the German industry a very important project. We are working together with the German industry, with the German government, and every year Hannover Messe has an exclusive partner country, and the opportunity for the partner country is huge because we communicate the partner countries, the industrial development, innovations, knowledge, research, everything to the global world and community. So the partner country can use the role for increasing export, discovering new markets on a very quick and fast way. It's like an accelerator, go ahead to meet people from the business from all over the world in 1 week in Hanover. And the other way around, attracting foreign direct investment for Indonesia, which is very much important, of course, in the industrial development for Indonesia.
Yeah. Mr. Siebert, was your decision-making process also driven by market analyzing facts and figures, something like this?
Of course. I remember when I was on the train to Berlin,
yeah?
I immediately went into internet, and I was very happy because I found the World Bank research system, which told me that in the ranking of the global GDP, out of 190 countries, Indonesia is growing and coming up very fast from about 115th place to around 70s, going much forward now. And then I learned about the vision of your president, Mr. Ambassador, that he said, our vision is 2030, top 10, and 2045 in the top 5.
Yeah, this is an impressive goal.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much to both of you for this first insights. And ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to hand over to a video message of Mr. Gumiwang Kartasasmita, the Minister of Industry of Indonesia. And he would like to share some interesting facts and figures about the economy in Indonesia. Welcome, Mr.
Very
Minister.
good morning, His Excellency, Mr. Arif Havas Oegroseno, Indonesia's Ambassador to Federal Republic of Germany, Dr. Kochler, Chairman of the Managing Board of Deutsche Messe, Mr. Marco Siebert, Director for International Relations of Deutsche Messe, CEOs, business leaders of the business community and industry present here today. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues, allow me to express appreciation and gratitude to the organizers for making this important digital event of the Hannover Messe possible, despite the challenges faced by the global industrial community. Advances of digital conference platform technologies do not hinder our resolve for us to meet and share the advances of industrial technologies to the world in a virtual mode. I applaud Deutsche Messe AG organizers of the Hannover Industrial Trade Fair for its relentless effort to adjust and adapt dynamically as the needs arises. Despite the difficult decision to cancel the Hannover Messe altogether this year, Deutsche Messe AG continued support for Indonesia in the preparation as partner country of Hannover Messe in 2021 is highly appreciated. Indonesia is prepared to continue working with Deutsche Messe in preparation for next year's fair. As official partner country of Hannover Messe 2021, we are much enthusiastic to develop and to create better manufacturing sector. We share our optimism with you all that the current crisis will pass eventually, hopefully soon, and that Hannover Messe 2021 will be held successfully. Distinguished guests, participants, as Indonesia, Germany, and also the rest of the world are still struggling hard to grapple and to fight the health and economic impact of the pandemic. It is perfectly clear to us that we should not lose sight of the need to continuously exchange and share information on our experiences regarding the advances of industrial technologies has to offer. Artificial intelligence, digitalizations, the Internet of Things, 5G, even 6G, and all related technological concepts and applications has never been so significant. The way we work and live will certainly never be the same again. We see that global dynamics have opened up new opportunities and new horizons for all of us to explore and find ways to shape the new global industrial landscape. With over 100 participating partners and with 15,000 registered participants, Hannover Messe Digital Days event will showcase key technologies and core areas of industries. The new format of the event allows us to reconnect and to collaborate in finding solutions for the industrial transformation without us being present physically. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 25 years since Indonesia participated as partner country, and we have always seen the importance of this event not only as a national showcasing branding event, but also as a gateway to encourage further improvement for Indonesian manufacturing capability, building the capacity of its workforce as well as its digital infrastructure development. Hannover Messe 2021 is expected to provide a comprehensive view of Indonesia's great potential in establishing partnerships, industrial vision, and roadmap of making Indonesia 4.0 to the world. Friends and colleagues, while maintaining a balanced approach between safeguarding our lives and safeguarding our livelihood, Indonesian government has introduced numerous economic policies in order to stimulate and to keep our economic engine running, despite the grim economic forecast and surveys. Like the rest of the world, our economy has been adversely hit by the pandemic. However, resilience and stringent economic policy have helped industries cope and re-strategize several key indicators. First, Indonesia's economic growth still grew at 2.97% in first quarter of this year. The rupiah exchange rate weakened on a year-to-date, minus 2.18 year-to-date as of June 25th, 2020 basis, but has strengthened recently, and also the Jakarta Composite Index is also under pressure, minus 22.27% year to date as of June 25, 2020. However, it has been strengthened recently. Indonesian trade balance surplus of 4.3 billion US dollar in January until May 2020. Manufacturing PMI index has increased substantially from 28.1 in May to 39.1 in June, as well as investor and industry confidence on government measures during the pandemic. We continue to pursue implementation of strategic policies to rebound the index back to February level of 51.9. Nevertheless, we are not complacent, and policy adjustment will continue should the need arise. Our Making Indonesia 4.0 roadmap, launched in 2018, sets the priority industry sector and implementation strategy of Industry 4.0, both in priority and cross-sector alike. Under this initiative, the government has prioritized 5 industry sectors set to implement Indonesia 4.0 system, which are food and beverage industry, automotive industry, electronic industry, chemical industry, and textile products industry. Although the 5 are priority sectors, it does not mean that other sectors are excluded in the application of Industry 4.0. In fact, we are committed to advance all industrial sectors in Indonesia so that the next stage will also formulate strategic steps for the development of other industrial sectors through the implementation of the Industry 4.0 system in Indonesia. A good example for this is the health industry and the digital industry, which have gained a large amount of traction in the past few months. We shall certainly showcase all of our strength in all relevant sectors at the Hannover Messe next year. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from introducing and linking Indonesia's industrial strength to the world, our participation at next year's Hannover Messe is also aimed towards strengthening our bilateral relation and economic cooperation with Germany. This is not limited to merely trade, investment, and industry alone, but will also touch on the sustainable development dimension which we all strive to achieve. Our involvement at Hannover Messe will benchmark our efforts toward the newest technology trends, but also highlight Indonesia's capacity and capabilities in manufacturing technology. I am excited to meet you all at next year's 2021 Hannover Messe and hope that leading up to fair, you will learn more about Indonesia, its industries and opportunities that it's present to you. On behalf of Indonesian government and our participating industries, we stand ready to listen, to learn, and to link with all of you during and after the Digital Day event for the betterment of our common and mutual interests. Hope to meet and see you all next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Mr. Ambassador, how would you
Aye.
describe the relations between Germany and Indonesia?
It's strong but unknown. It's very interesting. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
We have 500 years of relationships in medical area between Germany and Indonesia. I only know when I become ambassador here. I didn't know before.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's only a niche group of people who knew this. So apparently, 500 years ago, there was adventurous doctors from Germany who came to Southeast Asia and stayed in Indonesia. for a couple of years, and they returned to Germany and wrote a journal.
Yeah.
And they established some sort of a link after that during the colonial times and post-colonial times.
Yes.
And even until today, we have this, what do you call it, this link and relationship on medicals between Indonesia and Germany. Another one, I'll tell you, we have a maestro painter from Indonesia who lived in Dresden for 30 years. And there was a painter from Dresden who lived in Bali for 30 years.
Yeah.
So this was at the end of 1800. So we have lots of cultural links between Indonesia and Germany. We have, for instance, in 1951, when all our students were expelled by the Dutch colonial government, the German government welcomed them. All of them from Netherlands came to Germany. When the colonial government refused Amsterdam and Rotterdam to use for ports to sell our spices and tobacco, German government opened up Hamburg and Bremen to sell our tobacco and spices. So we go all the way for hundreds of years. And I want to do more, and I want to expand the relationships even further and known on both sides. So I think we have a strong basis, a very solid basis between our two countries, and my mission is to expand it more.
Yes.
And Hannover Messe is indeed the great place to do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Siebert. How would you describe your experiences with Indonesian people, working together with Indonesian people since 3 years, and what inspirations have you got there?
Right. So first of all, I would like to do a comment to Mr. Ambassador.
Please, go ahead.
It's impressive, the relationship, how early it's already started. So coming to the industrial relationship, it's interesting that, for example, Siemens started its first project in 1855 to build up a telegraph. In 1855 was the first project from Siemens in Indonesia, and the follow-up was in 1905, when Siemens founded its first subsidiary.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting. You see, it's a great relationship and development. And when I started first, coming back to your question, to Indonesia, of course, was my first time ever. And everybody did a holiday and vacation in Indonesia.
Yeah.
My job was creating a partnership with the government and building up a great project. And the first kind of thing I have to say and underscore what the ambassador said, Indonesians are always smiling. They're always kind. There's no stress. Yeah, if you are coming to Indonesia and you have a challenge or something to figure out, they're helping you. Yeah, they're coming to you actively and say, what can we do? Is something wrong? We will support you. And the second thing is that they are much more organized than people think. Yeah, we as a German, sometimes we are a little bit arrogant. Yeah, I'm traveling around the world. I know other countries, and if you talk to people, okay, how can you handle the culture and all the difference and deadlines and all kind of things. For example, in the beginning of a project, a German always develop a milestone plan.
Yeah.
And so of course I did it. And we had several steering committee meetings in Jakarta, in the ministries, together with the project teams, and we never had a problem regarding the milestone plan. Everything was in time and works very, very well. The second point is the enthusiasm. The people, they don't see challenges. I remember sometimes we had a meeting and something raised up and we have to solve out, and normally in Germany, of course, you'll go out of the office room or the meeting room and say, oh, okay, maybe in a bad mood or something like this. That never happened in Jakarta. They're smiling, say, hey, Marco, go to the hotel, have a sleep, we will fix tomorrow. So that's really an interesting thing. And
everything can be arranged. We have that.
Everything can be arranged. Yeah, exactly. And the third thing is the young generation. A huge young generation.
70%.
Everywhere, young people. Every has a mobile phone. Everybody working with apps, with artificial intelligence. Yeah, you have they don't need Uber. They have Gojek, a unicorn
the local
company.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you can order food, you can do banking, you can order a taxi, you can order a motorcycle driver, everything. My phone is there. I have a Gojek app even on my mobile phone. So this gives you some examples from the people, from the nice people who are ready to go to the digital world.
Yep.
Correct.
I like very much what you're sharing there, Marco, because, you know, I do not wonder that Indonesia is such a successful country, because, you know, you mentioned that the Indonesian people are quite relaxed from their mentality. And, you know, there is a quote which means, if you want to be fast, be relaxed. So this is your secret of success, maybe. Mr. Ambassador, you are familiar with both the Indonesian as well as with the German culture. In which aspects would you say these both cultures are similar?
I would say hardworking. So we both are hardworking people, and you can see from numbers very clearly. I'll show you an example. When we have financial crisis in 97, 98, our GDP went down from $200 billion to $75 billion. Today our GDP is $1.2 trillion. So 97, $75 billion, 2020, $1.2 trillion. It's very clear. So, you know, when you say people is hardworking, then it's subjective, but you can see the numbers.
Yes.
I'll give you another numbers.
Please.
2015, our internet economy was $8 billion. 2019, it was $40 billion. 500% increase in just 4 years.
Wow.
And 2025, it will be $133 billion, the biggest in Southeast Asia. And COVID did not stop it. Actually, the digital economy grows even faster now. E-commerce, and now we found a new stuff, telemedicine. So there are young kids who make these apps, Hello Doctor. And Hello Doctor is one of the apps that is increasing so much because everybody wants to know about immunity, herd immunity, cross immunity, how you deal with influenza and all this health issue stuff coming out of this pandemic. Yes. And we see that we have a lot of opportunity in these challenges. And we also see a lot of media giving good examples of people who actually make lots of money with new innovations today in pandemic. So it's a very interesting way of us of seeing things. We live under autocratic government for quite a long time.
Yes.
65 until 96, and we have this old culture of making fun of ourselves, making a joke of ourselves, and that reduces the stress, and that makes us resilient. Because in 96, when we hit the economic crisis, all of analysts in the West, especially in the US, they would say Indonesia was finished, Indonesia will become 5 new countries, 7 new countries. The term was Indonesia would be Balkanized. It's like in the Balkans, okay? But we were not Balkanized. We become G20. Yeah. We become $1.2 trillion economy. Yes. So that is the hardworking aspect that we can rebound from whatever difficulties that we had in the past.
These are really impressive numbers, I will say.
Indeed,
so
indeed.
Congratulations to your
Thank
great
you so
success there. It's a really great message he's bringing out here. And so let me ask you, Mr. Siebert, what does it mean to be a partner country for the Hannover Messe from your point of view?
Yes, to be successful, and that's why we are doing this, is, of course, everything is about preparation. That's why we are working so close together on both sides and sitting together, also hopefully soon face-to-face again. Because it's very important that Indonesia shows these innovations and this process at the Hannover Messe. So Indonesia is planning to have a really huge national pavilion. I guess one of the largest of the partner countries ever. So it's really big. And they were very smart. The challenge was for Indonesia, of course, the industry is still in development.
Yeah.
There are many areas where many things are to do in industrial automation, digitalization, artificial intelligence, energy efficiency, and all these kind of things, especially also job and skills development.
Yeah.
So, and we started and said, okay, how can we work with that? And so the point is that Indonesia will show success stories, lighthouse projects, which are already working in the job and skills development. Germany is involved with the German Chamber of Commerce, for example, in Jakarta, working together with a huge Indonesian company calling Astra.
Yeah.
Automotive business, so dual education is a keyword. They're working together with Festo, with Siemens, Pepperl & Fuchs, other German companies, to increase the capability of young people. Because before companies invest in a country, they need safe circumstances, which is clear, which is there. It's a democracy system, open market, but they need skilled people.
Yes.
This is crucial. And so I said to the team, show your skilled people, show your program, what you already did, to be successful, to encourage international investment, come to Indonesia and to become part of the supply chain of Indonesia.
Let's have a more detailed look here. What is the actual strength of the Indonesian industry and lighthouse projects, Mr. Ambassador?
We have a number of industries that are already in 4.0. We have many of them who are in the 3.0 and some are still in traditional stage. But in general, we want to aim up to 25% of our GDP coming from industry. We want to balance that with the environment, with the tourism, for instance. Okay. Now we have, in terms of the digitalization, we have a national plan of actions, very specific. We have a couple of areas that we want to concentrate on the digitalizations and AI in the area of food and beverages, because of course we have a lot of raw materials. So we have e-mobility in terms of making battery for cars. We have pharma as part of the big issue that we want to push on digitalization, and it's becoming even more relevant today. I'm working with a number of Indonesian pharma to establish connections with the German pharma as well. By the way, there is one Indonesian working in one German vaccine company now doing for the research for COVID vaccines.
Yeah.
So again, it's very, very clear examples there. Automotive is another part, both car and motorcycles. Okay, and we have a number of aspects of strategic industries that we want to develop as well. Strategic industries includes also the development of airplane and aircraft. But these are a number of the key areas we want to work in terms of digitalizations. And others, I think, internet economy, I mentioned before, this is a great opportunity for us. We are expanding with this young population base. We are making connections between the artificial intelligence, robotics, with some of these small scale industry. And we want to also enter the small farming industries, small farming businesses into the mainstream of e-commerce. I myself, I invest in some small fish pond. It's fintech. It's a young fintech. It's not much. It's only $100 per group. So there are a couple of groups. So then other apple, oranges, so all these small farmers, they are streamlined into fintech now today, and there are young people who are working on that. So we see the incomes are rising on both sides, so on the farmer sides, on the fintech side. So this is something very exciting, and we also want to bring this to Germany, to Hannover Messe, because then people will say, okay, we have the big stuff, AI, robotics, and digitalizations, but we also have a real life for small people who can have their life increased by bringing their product into the streamline of e-commerce, while at the same time maintaining the sustainability and biodiversity. So this is very important to maintain this. And I think it goes very well with EU Green Deal, and it goes very well with the German chairmanship of the European Union this year.
This is a really great story.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So, Mr. Ambassador, can you please tell us more? Can you give us some examples about the future visions of Indonesia? So let's talk about e-mobility, workforce development, things like this.
E-mobility is become very important aspect for us. We have the natural resources. We have the largest nickel resources in the world. And we have our minister already went to Germany to saw some of the German industry to invite them to come to invest in Indonesia to make nickel battery. We have all the required resources to build in Indonesia, so that you don't have to be dependent on one supplier of electric battery. You know, it's dependent on one particular place, but now you have a choice of another place to do the investment. I understand Germany and France also want to develop a battery for the e-mobility, but we can do both here in Europe, and we can do both in Indonesia. We are open for the investment in Europe. Workforce, Marco mentioned on the vocations. We have lots of program already going on the vocation training. You will be surprised to see that the largest, I was informed that the largest Goethe German language operation outside of Germany is in Indonesia.
Yeah.
We have 28 high schools in Indonesia who taught Indonesian language and German language. And we have about 8,000 Indonesian students in Germany, and the numbers are increasing, and we are developing vocations modeling after the German vocations. Of course, it cannot be completely like the German model, but in some areas in the manufacturing is exactly like the German model. Others we are working on that direction. So workforce is important because that fits into the industry. The skilled workforce is very important on that issue. And we're also very happy to have the latest immigration regulation in Germany that would allow skilled workers to come to Indonesia. And we have been talking to a number of officials here. We're talking to Indonesian colleague that a number of skilled workers of Indonesia can come here, increase their skill, and then go back to Indonesia in their factory as well. So it goes both ways. Traditionally, it's been done by the big boys, the Mercedes, BMW. They've done training for their mechanics in Indonesia and in Germany. Siemens as well. But I want to do more on different scale of industry. So this is the place to start, Hannover Messe.
So thank you for building me this bridge, because Mr. Ambassador, what would you say, what do you see as a result of this bilateral partnership project?
I believe that we can establish a stronger industrial relations between Indonesia and Germany. We have already a strong relations in culture, actually, in the past, medical as well to a certain extent. We have people to people already. We have over 20,000 Indonesian living in Germany, 8,000 Indonesian students. So I want to create a broader based relationship between Indonesia and Germany, and to give you a food for thought, for thinking as well. If you look very carefully, we have a lot of similarities in the context of both our country. Germany is I would say the largest country in European Union, in Europe, in mainland Europe, but not. I mean, if you count overseas, then France probably, or UK. You have islands everywhere around the world. But in Europe, Germany is the largest populations in Europe. I would say the largest and strongest economy in Europe. And founding members, founding fathers, if you will, of European Union, and a cornerstone in terms of economy and political and security in Europe. Indonesia is the same thing. We are the largest in Southeast Asia. 265 million people. We have the largest GDP in Southeast Asia, $1.2 trillion. We are the only G20 country from ASEAN. We are the founding father of the ASEAN itself. And we are considered to be regional power, mid-level, medium power in the region that can play a role in the current geopolitical situations between the US and China, for instance. So we both have that capacity. We are endowed with strategic value, and I think we need to bring this relationship up in something that is more substantive, fundamental, and broad-based. We work together in Security Council now, Indonesia and Germany. And I think this political sphere can be expanded in the economic industry area. So that's my point of view on this particular relation between our both two countries.
Thank you so much. Mr. Siebert, finally, may I kindly ask you to sum up in 1 minute, like what can Indonesian companies benefit from the partner country role of Indonesia, and what is your, let's say, advice for success there?
Yeah, first of all, if we come back to the beginning of this round, the first questions, what does it mean to become partner country and why partner country? So people are asking that in the beginning, and the ambassador underscored all the points of relationship, of development in both countries, working together hand in hand. So we have a strong basis already. We have a strong historical basis already. And now if we have a look on the global industrial development, what I learned when I met the ambassador first, we met in Berlin together, we met together the minister many times. I remember that the minister told us, both of us, think about the market development for Indonesian companies, especially the SMEs, what you mentioned.
Yeah.
The big guys are already exporting and they're able to that. So our goal is to encourage small and medium-sized companies to follow us. And the government built up a great program with grants supporting these companies to prepare. We are planning in fall, in October, November, we are planning workshops together with these companies to prepare them very well to be successful at the fairground. What about leads? How to create leads? How to create contact? Not just sitting on the National Pavilion doing nothing. Walk out, go out, meet people, having your cards ready. All these kind of things are so important.
Yes.
And the other thing is that the interest of Germany and European companies to work together with Indonesia, to invest there, is great. And the other thing is to explain them, it's time to go now. Everything is prepared.
Yeah.
This is a project which built up the road to Indonesia and to create new partnerships between the EU and Indonesia together, and bringing the opportunity. And I come back to the speech of the minister. He told us, think about ASEAN market, the big competitive situation. We want to expand to Europe.
Thank you so much. I think this is really a great picture, like everything is prepared and now we can start.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. It was really an honor, this exchange with both of you. Very inspiring facts and figures I didn't know before, so thank you so much. And for this exchange, Mr. Arif Havas Oegroseno, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia
Thank
for
you
the
so
Federal
much for the
Republic
time.
of Germany. Great to have you here,
Thank you
as
so
well as Marco Siebert. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, please feel invited to join our next panel discussion, just starting in a few moments. So see you there.